Okay, so here's the tour of our garden. We've already put the dining area to bed. This was also part of the farm with all the tomatoes. Spice bush, Carolina spice bush. We've got pots that are still out, have some colors, so like why get rid of them, eh? Yep, hanging on. These are 2 Japanese maples that spend the winter in our garage, and I've been there doing so for about 8 years. Doing well. We've got our, the barbecue. We got a Kamado Joe. Seen lots of things like turkeys and brisket and ribs. This is the perfect time of year for the Peking Cotoneaster hedge. Look at that, eh? The color, I tell you, is gorgeous. Lovely Weigela here, gift from a neighbor. This in the summertime is just full of clematis flowers. And this is Sweet Spire that has white flowers and very, very fragrant. Oh, this is one of our Japanese maples as well, just coming to end of season. These are Hakone grasses. Don't you love those? Fabulous. And we have a mixed border here of perennials like phlox and daylilies. Got pulmonaria that come up in the spring, and then back in there we've got some more pulmonaria, and in early spring we get bloodroot, which is lovely. This up here is a spruce tree all the way from Newfoundland. Love that thing. We got some more perennials here in our border. This is a gorgeous rose. It's floral fairy tale. Has some lovely red hips there, waiting for some more of them to turn. Another peony. We've got gorgeous peony this year. Just hasn't been taken down yet. Back there, Ligularia had a gorgeous year. Look at all those little fuzzy seed heads. Very, very nice. This was a spot of a large lilac that, it got really, 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 really tall, and you couldn't get to see the flowers on it, and it was taking up too much real estate, so sorry, it had to go. So we're thinking about what to put in there. Hellebores. These are very prolific and are out all year round, so we love that. Love those. There's a couple of what are they called? Icy blue junipers. This is a large one here, unfortunately, is going to go. It is incredibly thorny, very, very sharp, and painful if you happen to get near it. So we're going to take that one out and replace it with one of those 2 little guys that are much softer. Look at this bunch of Japanese painted ferns. They had a great year. Got a rhododendron there. Already has buds on for next year. Spirea had a good year. This is a big, huge pagoda dogwood. Another a native plant, but another gorgeous one for spring, and has berries. Native plant that the birds and the creatures love to eat. A moai that must weigh about 400 pounds that my husband and the neighbor put into place. Watches over us. And then there's our little guy here, Igor, just looking out from a hole. This was supposed to be, if you look way up, a globe blue spruce, no higher than 3 feet. And we've already taken the top off it. It would be twice that size, so it really wants to be a big one. We've got our cedar. Crimson Queen Japanese maple, finishing off her year. There's a oak leaf hydrangea that hasn't quite turned color yet. And behind there in green is an Aurelia Sun King. We had 2 of them, and they're done now. Got the 9-bark Diablo. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous plant with white flowers and berries against that beautiful dark purple. Very nice. Another one of those lilacs that just goes way up, but it provides privacy, so it's going to stay here. Little shady spot here. Sarcoxy euonymus, which don't do anything other than stay incredibly green and have these cute little berries in there. Very shiny, and you'll love it in winter. This is I believe it's black cedar. but it's round. It's very, very nicely shaped and has handled ice storms in the past, so we're very happy with that. This is my chair, my reclining chair, which I didn't do much of in the summer because I'm always out doing stuff just because I want to, not because I need to. It's where it would normally be. This is our patio, our upper patio. You can see here a little table and chairs, a little bed here. Got a bunch of bulbs in here that are going to come up. Baby pagoda dogwood, having a good time. Next to a honeysuckle, I believe it's gold flame, very fragrant. Nice to have next to a seating area. Some more sarcoxes. Then we go down this way. This is another shade. This is a shady bed now. We're definitely in full shade. With oh look, it's a tiny little carex in here. Beautiful little white one. We've got your epimediums. We've got heuchera. We've got Hakone grass. We've got giant lobelia, the blue lobelia. Some hostas. These ones are golden standard. Lovely. You can see the gold for sure. Little Asian piece here. Another Japanese maple, autumn moon. Very happy. Happy. This is a fantastic hosta called Lemon Twist. Very prolific, great for splitting and giving to friends. This is Shredded Umbrella, which is a type of mayapple from Asia. Not a lot of blooms on it, but it's quite interesting in the garden. Next to some more hostas. This is a very, I don't know if you can see how frail it is, very fragile, is a dwarf goat's beard. And very thread-leafed, very, very fine. And the insects really like the flowers on that. A little ornament. And then over here we've got Actea, also known as Simicifeuca or snake root. Very, very fragrant. When these guys come out, you can smell it down into the deck. So this is a bed that we tore up this year. Took out a lot of goat's beard. I think we might have missed a few. You'll never know till next year. Unfortunately, we were hit with boxwood beetle, so we had to take out a few boxwoods. This was one in this bed, so these two are going to be rehabilitated next year. Just think, shopping opportunities. Then we have another boxwood that we're hoping will make it. More hostas. This is a waterfall Japanese maple. Turns a lovely color in fall. It's also had its time, which is lovely. More hostas, Mr. Big. Some in substance over there, and another boxwood. You can see new growth on that. We're really hoping that one will make it, and we'll be watching for those nasty beetles. That's a rather sad looking Rose of Sharon, which comes out in the late summer. And then here are some different type of ligularia. These are the rockets, and these hostas are guacamoles, and you can see they're still upright, doing a great job, and very, very fragrant as well when they come out. This is a little sport of June. I'd love to get some of that into the sun, a sunnier spot, see if it gets brighter. This is a PG hydrangea, which is really liking this location. I just have to control it a bit more. It seems to be taking over the path. This is turtle heads. I believe it's called Hot Lips. Very fragrant, or not fragrant, sorry, but very bright pink, which is nice to see in a shady spot. And then we've got some junipers here that just kind of give a bit of privacy towards the path. Right, so if you look back at the path where we just came, nicely covered in leaves. And then we've got some steps here that take us up to the working area. Up we come, and as you can see, we're still in the process of cleaning up, but we've got a nice area that we can just tuck away behind. And then in here we've got a new elderberry, or ender flower, that just went in this year, so we're hoping that'll grow nice and give us some privacy. And then we've got on this side we've got a bed of hellebores, hostas, vanilla strawberry hydrangea, which has that nice pink color, which is nice. Then we have the path down here. Little tiny cyclamen, only one of them came out this year, hoping the rest are still down there somewhere. And then this is just sort of a wall. On the other side is forsythia. We've got lilac on this side. lovely plant here is called variegated comfrey. If you have any of that, oh, it's lovely. It will grow quite large. This is just a baby. We put that in. Got some very dark heuchera in there. Got new Astilbe put in the corner. You can't see that yet. This is some more Pulmonaria Lungwort. Love that color, eh? Here we've got some more hostas, big Astilbe. I believe this is what's it called? Oh yes, Summer Sweet. We have one down in the back, in the bottom. We already talked about that one. This one is supposed to do better in shade, so hopefully that works. And we've got a large Bloodgood Japanese maple, which just hasn't dropped yet. It's gorgeous. Some more beds here. Japanese maples. This is another hydrangea with the strawberry vanilla flowers. This goes right far back all the way to the fence. I'm not going to go all the way back, but it's got hostas. Just nice. This thing here is a bamboo, an umbrella bamboo, and it's quite large, very large. I have to go back so that you probably still can't see it all, and that will overwinter fine. Little juniper that grew up and we just stuck it in the ground. Hopefully he does well. New bed here. We've got some hellebores, and this is another type of spice bush. Excuse me. It has yellow flowers and can handle shade. More hydrangeas. And then we have two big pagoda dogwoods here. Give us more privacy. You can see the color. Very nice. Another new bed with hostas that we've picked up from around with the garden. Little juniper. Some stochastes down there. Of course, everything's half covered in leaves right now, which is fine. Another little guy there. So while you're here, you look back, and I have to say my husband did all of this work, all of this woodwork. Very proud of him. Steps that come down here. Around the corner and go back down. And these are two different kinds of colored twigs, dogwoods. The front one here is the Midwinter Fire, and you can just start to see the coloration on the twigs, and then back there is a yellow twig. So in the middle of winter, when you look up from the house, what you see is bright orange, bright yellow on a very dark background. It's quite attractive. Especially with some snow. Here's another little boxwood we're trying so hard to save. And then this is a Japanese maple, or sorry, it is a maple. It's not a Japanese maple. I believe it's called not Circus. Oh, and it just escapes me right now. But it's beautiful. It's really, really nice. And again, very bright on a dark background, right next to another 9-bark Diablo. Now you can't see it very well here. It still has its leaves. That's mertensis happening. Is a huge flowering dogwood, which just goes for weeks with brilliant white flowers. Very, very nice. This is our hosta ghetto, which we love. And in the middle here is a witch hazel that flowers in the spring. Well, very, very early spring. And you can see it has a nice color here this time of year. Little piece of art that will become is a bird bath in the summertime. This little spot here we call the salad bar. We put all our little baby hostas in here, and the slugs seem to enjoy that. This is a threadleaf juniper, which is huge, but it's soft. So if you brush up against it, you don't come away with scars. Another little hosta bed here. And this is a quince. We actually get quince fruit off that, which is quite nice. So here we are. We dug this up. This is the other side of the juniper that came out that was quite scratchy, and my husband dug that one out, which will get the other little plant that we showed you in the pot. And then we're going to take out these are Piedmont Gold hostas, and we're going to move them to other spots in the garden because they get a little bit too much sun here. And then I think next year we're just going to do annuals on this bed until we kind of figure out exactly how we want to do it. Nice side here view. This is the east side, and it's climbing hydrangeas, which are quite lovely, towered over by lilac, different colors of lilac. Very, very nice at that time of year. A Buddleia, butterfly bush, newly planted here. Didn't do much of a flower this year, but expect it to be better next year. And then if you see in here, this is an enormous variegated comfrey, and that is wonderful. When it's finished flowering, you just cut it down and it comes back up all over again. This is a large vanilla strawberry hydrangea. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Got some Shasta daisies and echinacea, and phlox back there. Gifted lamb's ears. Hopefully they'll stay put. Looking forward to that. This is a viburnum. You see there's no holes on that, so the insects haven't found it yet, which is lovely. We have some see, focus on that. Roses that are not quite out yet. Hopefully we get a few more days on them. There's a huge Ito peony that is actually going to come out and go to a friend. It's doing fine, it's just in the wrong place, and we don't really have anywhere to put it, so it's going. Fothergilla, isn't this a gorgeous color? Look at that. It's got nice flowers in the I'd say early summer. Nice. These are cardinal flowers that we're trying to seed, get them all over the place, which is very nice. This here is a tricolor beech, which is still hanging on to its leaves, and lovely. Feels like stained glass when the sun comes through that. A very small Korean fir here, hoping that we'll put in some cones at some point in time. This is another bed that we're going to do a lot of work with, take things out, move things around. It's a Korean lilac that flowers twice. It's very nice. We've got a cedar here that's like a cedar and a half. And that was a little ornament that you get at Christmas that's covered in stick-on bulbs many years ago, which is now huge. Big roses here. Very nice. My cat in the window. Got a hot tub, which is lovely when you're aching after working on the trees and things. This is a gold cedar. Very, very nice, bright colors, bright gold. And it keeps most of it during the winter. Smoke bush still has its leaves on it, which is surprising, but when they drop, it will just be one big wet mat. We have to watch for that. This is the front bed. This is, we get full sun on this. So you've got a lot more sunny, flowery type things in here. We've got anemones and cornflowers and sedums and daylilies, beautiful daylilies back there. Some bronze fennel did well. A few annuals here, cosmos. And hydrangea. This is a peachy hydrangea. Nice color. Liatris. You see the fuzzy stems on those. Birds really like those. This is just a mess right now. All the plants have just fallen over, even though they've been tied back. But we've got a lot of sneezeweed and phlox here, and there's some clematis there. Huge martagon. It was gorgeous this year. And you see that spice bush again. This is the red one in the full sun. Got some winter color, winter interest there. This is another Liatris. You can see it's quite fuzzy. And we dug up some things here. This year was an Annabelle hydrangea that basically took over the entire part of the garden. So we dug that out, and we'll be putting some more things in. And the irises here that haven't quite come out yet, of course, because it's fall. Some dock, which is interesting, and a little bit of a grass is here. So we're just having a little look around. This is the bottom area, and we were up at the top, and we're right back to the hedge again. Anyway, hope you like the tour. Take care.